Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
And I bring you greetings from Agape International and the Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard. It's a good feeling to be called upon and to know that whatever work that the preparation was to make one available to that offer is deep work, and I'm grateful for it because it's brought me to a place where I'm very appreciative now. Freedom, liberation. Freedom, I've come to realize, is a quality of the infinite. And like all qualities, I realize I can't know them. And I've come to accept I don't need to. I don't need to know these qualities. Yet these qualities are available to me. And they're available to every creation. So freedom it's a quality of the infinite. It's something that is available to every creation. Now, liberation, on the other hand, is my responsibility. You see, only I can liberate myself. I have everything that's necessary for that to take place. But there's a couple of things that I'm realizing that are very, very necessary. First, who am I saying the Creator is? What power does it have? Does it have any opposition? Is there another power? I have to be aware of what it is that I'm saying I believe. There's a universal law that says it's done unto me as I believe. It's not done unto me as you believe or my mother believed. The experience I'm having is done unto me as I believe. Now, what has given me an opportunity to deepen this practice is to really feel what it meant to seek the kingdom of God and all of its right consciousness. See, what does that mean to me? Well, what I've come to realize is that means to give God all of my attention. Give God all of my attention. If my attention is on anything other than God at this particular time, I get to experience that otherness. You see. When I look out into the world, my perception of otherness, bless you. The things people do for blessings. Bless you. But it has given me an opportunity to really look deeper in this belief. Now, when I realize what God is, then it reminds me of who I am. See? Now, if I'm seeing myself anything other than what the Creator is, then maybe I'm not seeing myself as the Creator sees me. You see? And if I'm not seeing myself as the Creator sees me, and all of the power of the Creator have been bestowed upon me, guess what I'm seeing? You see? I'm only seeing what it is that I'm believing. See? When I look out into the world today and I listen to the news, and I listen to some of my friends, some family, I realize that the world has really captured everyone's attention. Through violence, through the upcoming election, through whatever I believe to be the future, or even sometimes the inability to get beyond the past. See? But what that is revealing to me is that I'm allowing myself to be distracted. See? Now, Spirit, if love is calling on my attention so that I may assist in this power, where's my assistance if I'm being distracted? I'm sorry. So I'm realizing the responsibility that I have as a creation of the Creator. See, I'm realizing the Creator didn't make any victims. It created everything in the image and other likeness, substance and essence of itself. Everything. Plants, animals. You see, everything has the same power, the same essence, the same love within it as the Creator. The opportunity that I'm getting today is to look very closely on what am I seeing. See? Am I allowing myself to get caught up in what the news is saying? Am I allowing myself to get caught up in my belief systems that are not really revealing how free I am? See, I don't have to look at people, places, and things to blame or show that they're the cause of my experience. I just need to look deeply at me. How many have a hard time looking at themselves? See. And if I have a hard time looking at me, what is the other person saying? You see. If I'm not liking me, what is the other person saying? Because whatever's going on in me, I'm projecting outward. You see. So there's this big call for change. And what I'm coming to realize, the only person that needs changing is me. Now when I change, all I get to experience are my belief systems. And when I come to the realization that the Creator is all that there is, I have to become very aware of what I'm making up now. That takes my attention away from the source and supply of all of life. See? There's not a creation that has been created that did not have whatever it needs to prosper. This human creation has everything it needs to evolve. You see? Now what I realize in evolution is that there's going to be change. And how many have come to that realization that when I'm trying to hold on to what has been, that it starts to get a little difficult. Starts to get a little painful. You see. Because maybe I'm not trusting. See. Maybe I'm not trusting this intelligence, wisdom, and knowledge that has its creation in such a divine order that all is sourced and supplied with everything that it needs. Now, if I'm out trying to get something, I'm not standing in trust. See? Now, when I find myself out trying to get something, I'm also telling myself I'm lacking something. Now, when the light is being called, which everyone is being called now, and everyone has a responsibility, you see. Everyone here is a light. But if I'm allowing myself to be distracted, I can't be that light. or my wattage is just a little low. You know. When the activity that is taking place in this human experience is calling forth this divinity to stand stronger than ever before. See? If I look out in the world and I'm complaining, if I'm looking out into the world and I'm allowing fear to build, I'm forgetting who I am. See? And when I forget who I am, where's the light? Where's the light? And if the world is really showing how dark it can be, it only brings one message. It doesn't say join me. It says shine your light, please. See? Don't blame me for the things that are going on. Take full responsibility of our divinity and shine our light. And that is not like this light falls away. There's not a whole lot of efforting in doing anything. Really, what's being called forth is be. Be that has been created. And become a witness to that. I've come to realize that sometimes it looks as though there is more value put on what man has made than what the Creator has created. Now, the only thing I have to look at is me here. The only person I have to look at is me. Where am I putting something that I've made more valuable than what the Creator has created? When I look out at you, I see what the Creator has created. You see? The question then becomes, where am I not being loving and open and receptive and free to be? With all of the Creator's creations in perfect peace and harmony. What's going on with me that doesn't allow that to happen? You see? There was, there's sometimes talk when I bring this message to a client or so, and then they may discern, well, I'm not like that way. But they're only talking about their perceptions of another. Yes. The key here, I'm coming to realize that if I'm seeing it, somewhere I'm being it. You see? I'm either being it in the present, or I have been it. You see? And if I've been it, then there's purpose of me experiencing it right now that brings light to the situation. If everything is in divine order, there has never been any mistakes. Right. Okay. If everything is in divine order, and it is, there has never been a mistake. Only information being conveyed. Now, what I've come to realize is that in evolution, I must gather the information in order for the species that I am to evolve. You see? Am I allowing fear, doubt, uncertainty, lack, limitations to get in the way of me gathering my information? Because if I don't gather the information, I might have to have the experience again. How many identify what I'm talking about? Right. You see? And sometimes when that information has to come back on a second time, it's a little more stronger. It's a little stronger. Really asking me to pay attention, Ron. Don't make me come back here again. Because that's what happens when I'm not present. See, when I'm in the future, I don't get the information that's being conveyed right now. When I'm in the past, I don't get the information that's being conveyed right now. And it's only the information that's being conveyed right now that will allow me to have a greater experience.